Solving linear equations. Our note at the top. At any step, combine together like terms and combine numbers. Step 1. Get rid of parentheses via the distributive property. Step 2. Get rid of fractions. Multiply by the LCM of all the denominators. Step 3. Get everything with an X on one side, numbers on the other side. Step 4. Divide both sides by the number in front of the X. Let's take a look at our first example. We got 5x minus 9 is equal to 51. Now our first step, get rid of parentheses. We don't have any parentheses. Second step, get rid of fractions. We don't have any fractions. Step 3, get everything with an X on one side, numbers on the other side. When I say everything with an X, we're talking about terms. When we're talking about numbers, we're talking about the constant terms. So I'm going to take this negative 9 and move it to the right side. Now when you move, remember when you move anything across or equals, your sign changes. So the negative 9 becomes a positive 9. Now our note up at the top says in any step combine together like terms, combine together numbers. 51 plus 9 is 60. And then step 4. We want to divide both sides by the number in front of our x. Well, the number in front of our x is a 5, so we'll divide both sides by 5. When we do that, these 5 is going to cancel, and 60 divided by 5 is going to give us 12. So our answer to this particular example is x equals 12. Let's take a look at our second example. We got 8 times x minus 2 minus 4 is equal to x minus 5 times x plus 6. Now our first step is to get rid of parentheses. Well, in this problem we do have parentheses, and we do that via the distributive property. For example, remember the 8? Well, remember when you have a number in front of the parentheses, that indicates multiplication. So for this example, we got the 8 in front of the parentheses. That indicates multiplication. So we're going to take 8 times x and 8 times negative 2. Over here, we have a negative 5 in front of the parentheses. So we're going to take the negative 5 times the x and negative 5 times the 6. Well, 8 times x is 8x. 8 times negative 2 gives us negative 16. The negative 4 carries down. The x carries down. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times 6 gives us negative 30. Now our note at the top says in any step combine together like terms, combine together numbers. Over on the left side we have negative 16, negative 4, which gives us negative 20. Over on the right side we have x minus 5x. Remember, like terms are where we have the same variable to the same power. And if you have that, you add or subtract the numbers that are out in front. In this particular example, we have the invisible 1 in front of the x, and then negative 5. 1 minus 5 gives us negative 4x. Minus 30. Step 2. Get rid of fractions. Don't have any. Step 3. Get everything with an x on one side, numbers on the other side. So I'm going to take this negative 4x and move it to the left side, and I'll take this negative 20 and move it to the right side. Remember, when you move anything across or equals, your sign changes. So the negative 4x becomes a positive 4x. The negative 20 becomes a positive 20. Our note up at top, at any step combine together like terms. 8x plus 4x is 12x. And also combine numbers. Negative 30 plus 20 is negative 10. Step 4. Divide both sides by a number in front of your x. Well, number in front of our x in this problem is a 12, so we'll divide both sides by 12. When we do that, those 12 is going to cancel. And this fraction reduces. 10 and 12 both divisible by 2. So I got negative 5 over 6. So our answer is x equals negative 5/6. Let's take a look at our third example. So we got 8 minus, and then inside of parentheses, 3x plus 2 equals 10 minus 2x. Going through the same 4 steps. First step is get rid of parentheses. Now we don't have a number in front of the parentheses, but remember, if there is no number there, there's always by default a 1. So there's an invisible 1 there. So it's still the distributive property. We're going to take the negative 1 and multiply it times 3x, and we'll multiply it times 2. So negative 1 times 3x gives us negative 3x. Negative 1 times 2 gives us negative 2 is equal to 10 minus 2x. Our note up at the top says in any step combine together like terms, combine together numbers. 8 minus 2, that's going to give us 6. Now step 2, get rid of fractions. Don't have any fractions. Step 3, get everything with an x on one side and numbers on the other. This problem's a little bit easier if you get the x's over on the right side, but I like to get them over on the left side because I want to demonstrate a particular item that people have trouble with. So I'm going to take the negative 2x, move it over to the left side, and take the 6 and move it over to the right side. Remember, when you take anything across or equals, your sign changes, so the negative 2x becomes a positive 2x. The positive 6 becomes a negative 6. Our note at top says combine like terms in any step. Negative 3x plus 2x is negative 1x, or just negative x. That's your choice. 10 minus 6 is 4. Sometimes students get down to this point, especially if they don't have the 1 there. If they just have a negative there, they don't know how to handle it. Well, remember, we're just following our 4 steps. Those will work on any linear equation. And our 4th step says to divide both sides by the number in front of our x. So we're going to divide both sides by a negative 1. We're going to do that. Those negative 1s are going to cancel. And we get x is equal to 4 divided by negative 1 is a negative 4. And that's our answer. Like I say, sometimes it's easier to take the numbers over to one side and the variable terms over to the other side, but it works either way. Let's take a look at our 4th example. We got x over 7 is equal to x over 4 plus 3. And we're going through our same 4 steps. First step is get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. We got 2 denominators, 7 and 4. Our LCM would be 28. So we'll take 28 times x over 7. We'll take 28 times x over 4. And we'll take 28 times 3. When I say multiply by everything, I'm talking about what's separated by pluses, minuses, and equals, or terms. So the 28 and 7 are both divisible by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 28 divided by 7 is 4. 4 and 28 are both divisible by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 28 divided by 4 is 7. If you multiply it by the right LCM, or at least a common multiple, at this point all of your denominators should be gone. They should all be 1s, which they are in this problem. So we're left with 4 times x, or 4x, is equal to 7 times x, or 7x. And then 28 times 3 is 84. Let me double check that. Okay. Step 3. Get everything with an x on one side, numbers on the other. So I take 7x and move it over. Remember, you move anything across or equals, your sign changes, so my positive 7x becomes a negative 7x. At any step, combine together like terms. 4x minus 7x is negative 3x. 84 carries down. And step 4, divide both sides by the number in front of your x. Number in front of x is negative 3, so we'll divide both sides by negative 3. When we do that, those negative 3 is going to cancel. And 84 divided by negative 3 gives us a negative 28. And that would be our answer for that problem. Let's take a look at our next example. We have 5x minus 2x over 3 is equal to 7x over 2 plus 1 over 2. Going through our same 4 steps. First step is to get rid of parentheses, don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. We got 3, 2, and 2, so our LCM would be 6. So multiply everything by 6. So we'll take 6 times 5x minus 6 times 2x over 3 equals 6 times 7x over 2 plus 6 times 1/2. Again, when I say multiply by everything, I'm talking about what's separated by pluses, minuses, and equals. Now notice I multiplied by the 5x also, not just the fractions, but you have to multiply times all of your terms. Well, the 3 and 6 both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. The 2 and 6 are both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And same here. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Just like always, if you multiplied it by the right LCM, or at least a common multiple, all of your denominators should have disappeared at this point. There shall be 1s. 6 times 5 gives us 30x minus 2 times 2 is 4 with an x equals 3 times 7 is 21 with an x plus 3 times 1 is 3. At any step, combine together like terms. Over on the left side, we got 30x minus 4x, that's 26x. Step 3. Get everything with an x on one side, numbers on the other. So I'm going to take this 21x, take this term, and move it over to the left side. So we got 26x. Remember, when you move anything across or equals, your sign changes. So the positive 21x becomes a negative 21x. Equals 3. At any step, combine together like terms. 26x minus 21x gives us 5x. And our last step, step 4. Divide both sides by number in front of our x. Well, number in front of our x is a 5, so we'll divide both sides by 5. When we do that, those 5's cancel and leaves us our x. And then we're left with 3/5. It doesn't reduce at all. And that would be our answer. Let's take a look at our last example. We got 2 plus x plus 1 over 2 is equal to x minus 5 over 9. Going through our same 4 steps. Our first step is get rid of parentheses. We don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. Well, we got 2 denominators. We got 2 and 9. So our LCM would be 18. So we'll take 18 times 2. We'll take 18 times x plus 1 over 2. And we'll take 18 times x minus 5 over 9. Now, I said earlier, when we multiply by everything, we're talking about what's separated by pluses, minuses, and equals. And you might be looking to say, well, there's a plus on that one fraction there, the x plus 1 over 2. Why don't you split that up? Even though that looks hideous, it's still just a single fraction. And we want to keep the single fractions intact until we cancel the denominator. So we got 2 and 18, both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And over here we got 9 and 18. They're both divisible by 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 18 divided by 9 is 2. So I'm going to write down what I have left before I multiply through. So I got 18 times 2 plus 9 times x plus 1 is equal to 2 times x minus 5. Well, 18 times 2 is 36. Distributive property, 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 1 is 9. And over on the right side, distributive property again, 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Well, always combine together like terms, combine together numbers. 36 plus 9 gives us 45. Step 3. Get everything with an x on one side and numbers on the other. So I'm going to take this 2x and move it to the left side, and I'll take this 45 and move it to the right side. Remember, when you move anything across your equals, your sign changes. So the positive 2x becomes a negative 2x. The positive 45 becomes a negative 45. At any step, combine together like terms. 9x minus 2x is 7x. And also combine together numbers. Negative 10, negative 45 is negative 55. Step 4. Divide both sides by the number in front of your x. Well, the number in front of our x is 7, so we'll divide both sides by 7. Now when we do that, these 7's going to cancel. And I got x is equal to negative 55 over 7. And that would be our answer.